Before I share examples of different Black-led cooperatives throughout American history, I also want to talk about the long history of white terrorism that has destroyed various Black communities. One of the more well-known examples of this is the Tulsa Race Massacre, which happened in May of 1921, when a 17-year-old white girl accused a Black teenager of assault and white terrorism ensued. This resulted in the murder of 300 or more people. Another example is the massacre that occurred in Colfax, Louisiana in 1873 when 150 Black men were murdered by white men for trying to freely assemble at the courthouse. Many of their bodies were callously thrown into the river. Then there's the massacre of Wilmington, North Carolina that happened in 1898. This was a thriving area with a majority Black population and even had Black elected public officials. The day after the election, a mob of white men engaged in acts of terrorism. They overthrew the government, destroyed the printing press, and attacked Black residents, resulting in the deaths of anywhere between 60 to 300 Black people. Then there was the Atlanta Massacre of 1906, which started when a group of white men accused Black men of rape, when in reality the local white community was threatened by the upward mobility of the Black communities in the Atlanta area. 2,000 white men took to the streets to beat, stab, and shoot as many Black people as they could, resulting in a death toll of 100 people. Then there was the massacre that occurred in Elaine, Arkansas in 1919. Again, this was another predominantly Black area. A group of Black sharecroppers had formed a union in order to demand economic justice. They were holding a meeting when over 200 white men showed up to attack the Black residents, resulting in the death of over 200 Black people. Many who weren't killed in that massacre were then arrested and tortured. The last example I'll share is the Rosewood, Florida massacre of 1923. Similar to Tulsa, this started when a white woman accused a Black man of assault. Up to 150 Black people were killed as a result of white terrorism. A grand jury and a special prosecutor felt there wasn't enough evidence and decided not to prosecute those responsible for this massacre. I share these examples not to discourage us as Black people from coming together as these various communities did, but more so as a lesson for us to be prepared. We need to be prepared to defend ourselves and each other. We need to be prepared to gatekeep, and we need to be prepared to move in silence.